Hello and welcome to another edition of Ask the Young Cow. I'm Leon Street.
I'm Jack Rogers,
my co-host, and we're in the house today. We've got an awesome topic for you guys. Internet marketing, digital marketing, but the key part out of all of this today is going to be email marketing. Now, we've got some really juicy content that you need to get your ears ready for. Now, what's been going on in your world this week, Jack?
My world.
Yeah. Remember Jack from Stoke?
Yeah, you're bringing us on purpose now because I've not stopped talking about Stoke.
Yeah, that's it.
And who they've signed recently. So
who they signed? Come on.
Shaqiri.
Okay, Shaqiri, right. Well, I'm not a fan anyway of Stoke. I can appreciate a good football team. I'm from Wolverhampton. Wolves till I die. But anyway, Let's jump into the topic. We're going to move into our trusty PowerPoint presentation. So the topic today is how to keep your email list in the loop. We'll get onto that in a moment. Remember, every Wednesday, 1 p.m. UK time, it is #ATYC where you get to ask us any questions that you have to do with internet marketing, anything. No question is too big or too small for us to answer. I promise you that. Anyway, what we got planned today. So here's the agenda. We've got what are email autoresponders, selecting a topic for autoresponders, email autoresponder tips, delivering your autoresponders, and finally, tips on how they should look. So a bit of layout and things to consider for different devices. So I'll hand over to you, Jack, at this point.
Yep. So autoresponders, what are they? They're basically a series of emails that focus on a specific topic. These emails are delivered in a predetermined sequence at arranged times that you pick yourself. And the process can begin when someone subscribes to your general email list, or if you set up a newsletter list or any separate list, it can start from different groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
This allows you to build trust with your prospects or your readers. Your messages will also make regular appearances in their inboxes, so you'll become a regular of emails who they start to read. Really, totally. On that car put me off then. And it also allows.
This is live. This is live, Jack. Come on, get with it.
And it also trains the reader to open your emails because they'll know what sort of content to expect, and they'll know that it's full of great content.
Okay, cool. So autoresponders, what I would say is that they're a great way to basically add another marketing channel to your existing marketing mix. So let's say that you have some kind of newsletter or ebook opt-in, which I'm sure we're going to get into with the rest of the topic on the presentation. People opt into your mailing list and, you know, they get whatever it is they're expecting. So either a free PDF, a free video, whatever the valuable piece of content is that you're offering them. It could even be a free video like what we're doing today. So somebody gets that, they're now in your email list. You've got to stay active to keep them warm, to keep them interested. And the whole point is that with autoresponders, you pre-script emails to go out to your list. Your list might be segmented, so you've got different categories within your subscriber lists. And so at this point, you know what kind of content people might be interested in. Remember, for Ask the Young Cow, our focus is digital marketing, internet marketing, everything to do with web and online, how you grow your small business. So for us, we could either go after one topic, which is small businesses and internet marketing combined, or we could break it down into things like pay-per-click marketing, email marketing, search engine optimization, content marketing. The list goes on. Video marketing, there's lots. And so with your autoresponder series, it's simply so that you can keep your email list warm in order to either sell to them at a later date or just keep providing huge value up until the point that you do want to sell a product or service to your list, especially if it helps them to solve a problem. So hopefully that clears that part up and gives you a bit more explanation. Now what we're going to do is jump back in to the next slide. So what we got next, Jack?
Yep, so this is selecting a topic for your autoresponders. This is the big point where you start to think what would be beneficial to your readers or potential readers.
Yeah.
So if you want your email series to work with readers, you'll want to choose your topic carefully. You want to tap into your audience's needs and uncover leading pain points or basically any objections they might have. Anything you can do to reduce those objections or remove them completely will be beneficial with you and the reader.
Cool.
And also to find topics, you should look into some of the following areas that we've got on a couple of slides coming up. We've got research keywords. So you can actually use the Google Keyword Planner to see what keywords are popular and what sort of search results they get. But I would say this isn't always 100% accurate. It can just give you a good idea of what your visitors are searching for and what may be popular in that way.
Cool. I mean, what I'd say is with Google AdWords, it is actually a great way, as Jack's saying, to look at what is popular. You might find that whatever topic that you're creating content for or covering or creating, you know, videos, text, whatever, imagery, could be infographics, whatever it is, you can use Google to kind of back up your ideas in terms of, is it going to be something that people are regularly searching for? So use the Google AdWords Keyword Planner tool to see how many searches are actually going on for a topic that you're probably going to create your autoresponders around. So you'll know that people are interested in that topic, or at least potentially. There are some other places as well that you can do more research to make sure that what it is that you're sending out is of value. I think if you're quite a seasoned person, then you probably know what your list is interested in. If you're new to marketing in your small business, this is where the research will help you. And you know what, research helps no matter what stage you are in business and how far along the journey you are in terms of marketing. It's always good to get fresh ideas and just to back up your thoughts and get the factual numbers, which is what you will from Google AdWords. So selecting a topic for your autoresponders. So as we've got in this next slide, evaluate your own content. Go back in time to see which topics were the most popular with your readers. Maybe you've published blogs or you've sent newsletters out and you've had a good response from it. And as we pointed out here, this can be most popular on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, you know, all of these posts that you've pushed out in the past, and maybe you've got a lot of favorites, retweets, likes, that kind of thing. And it could also be the amount of views that you've had on a YouTube video, maybe even comments, or even comments on the actual website blog itself. So use all of these as indicators as to potential content to go out in your autoresponders, especially if you're struggling to think, what can I create now? And what you can actually do is, rather than have something new created, you repurpose what you've created already. Okay, over to you, Jack.
Yep, so this is another step to look at a topic. You can take a look at social media. So you can look at social media profiles that are in similar areas to your business to find out what's popular with their followers. So for example, you may have 500 followers on Twitter, or you might not even have a Twitter account, but a business you know that does well and gets good interaction may have 20,000, and you'll be able to see from their followers what they find beneficial. Yeah,
or find interesting. And then obviously the more retweets, the more favorites you see on Twitter and so on, obviously that will give you an indication of how popular that potential piece of content is, and might give you some content creation ideas. As Jack's pointed out, also pay attention to the hashtags. You know, these are searches that you use on Twitter. If you're not familiar with Twitter, have we covered Twitter in any of our hangouts?
Yeah, we've covered Twitter a couple of times.
Okay, so check out our YouTube channel. There is a lot of content on the YouTube channel. And the final one is, as we've got on the slide, there is a website called Topsy, so topsy.com. Go onto that, put in your keyword search phrases, and what it will do is check on the social media landscape, as in Twitter, Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn. And what it will do is start to list the content that has had the most searches, the most tweets, the most likes, shares. It will show you based on popularity. Now, this is very valuable, especially if you're thinking, what am I putting together in terms of content? Is it actually popular? And so when you put in your autoresponders together, you'll probably get ideas by seeing what's already out there, especially if it's fresh ideas you're looking for, even if you just want it to kind of back up what you're thinking of doing. And you can see actually there is demand for it. And the demand is based on obviously the social media trends that maybe a post has attracted and so on. So check out Topsy, really great tool to use. So let's jump back in.
Yeah, so now we're going into tips for writing your autoresponders. And like Leon mentioned just about the social media, once you start to find out what you're going to do, it makes writing your content a lot easier. Instead of writing all your content straight away and then trying to think a topic that links with everything that you've done.
Yeah, that's right.
So when you've got the option for creating all new content, so you can now write all your new content for email autoresponders, and this can be done by yourself, or you can you can hire a content writer to do it for you from a brief. So you put a brief together of what you want, and you can get this done by an outsourcer. And then what this allows you to do once you've got this new content is you can advertise it as exclusive new content, unavailable anywhere else. And the thought of exclusive content may excite the reader, and it might convince them to opt into you and your brand by thinking they're getting all this exclusive new content, which they will be.
Well, what I'd also say is that if you can write the content yourself, please do. If grammar is not your strong point, then as Jack says, probably prep some of the content and get it out to somebody who can look at the grammar for you, make the corrections and changes as you need. But the more you write, the better and more easier it will come to you. So create content. Autoresponders. So let's move forward, Jack. What have we got next? So as we've mentioned already, repurpose old content. I'm not going to spend too long on this one. If you have a blog or if you're aware of any blogs out there, look at what content's out there. Again, look at the popularity of them. Are there any Facebook shares, tweets, LinkedIn, and so on to give you an indication of how popular either your blog posts were or maybe another blog that is within your industry that you can pull a topic from. Right. What else have we got for autoresponders, Jack?
Yep. So we've got free guides, ebooks, and swipe files. This is focusing on resources that you may have created or you're thinking of creating for your potential readers or customers. So you might have created a free guide or an ebook or swipe file that you want your readers to know about. And then you can use these resources to offer valuable content to your potential readers for free to entice them to opt into you. And you can even have one of these resources as the topic of your email autoresponder and provide blog posts, explanations, YouTube videos on how to use this resource once they opt in. And as the images you can see on the screen, that is an example of a swipe file and a report that we've done ourselves. So once you opt into these series, we send out autoresponders to give you an idea of any exclusive content, really.
That's right.
Any videos that we record on Hangout like today, we send them and give extra content.
I mean, what I would say is that especially if you're trying to get people into your mailing list and grow the subscriber base, swipe files, PDFs, reports, all of those kind of things that provide value that you want to give away to your customers that is going to help them in their business is the perfect way to get people to opt in. Maybe you've got a video and the video is what you drive people into your mailing list from. Provide some content, tell them they can get more content similar to what you've got in your video as long as they opt in with a name, email, that type of thing. HubSpot is probably one of the biggest companies that I've seen that do the swipe file autoresponder solution really well. They provide a lot of free PDFs, good resources, presentations, white papers, that kind of thing. And you'll see them with their kind of book icons like we had on the previous slide, which gives you a kind of feel for, oh, I'm actually going to download a product that will be of value, and it's the perception really. So that's what the graphics are all about. So the next one then, let's move into our next slide. So when it comes to creating your autoresponders, because it's pre-scripted, you've written it already and you add it to your email delivery software. So it might be MailChimp, you've probably got GetResponse, Aweber, there's hundreds of them out there. There's more that you'll be able to find. If you put into Google email autoresponders or email sending companies, you'll find them. They come up straight away. But as I mentioned, MailChimp, GetResponse, Aweber, they're probably some of the main ones that you'll find out there. They all have similar costs where it works out to around about £10 per month to send your emails out. And the advantage of obviously signing up to these professional email companies is that the emails go through their servers. So if you send out lots of emails, you won't be targeted for sending out lots of emails, which could result in you being listed as a spammer. And you definitely don't want that happening against your domain name, because that could also have other implications into your marketing online. So then set a schedule, short series, so you can create a strategy for a number of emails. Maybe, let's say I'm going to use the example here. Maybe you are a plumber. And so as a plumber, you want to tell people how to, I don't know, we'll go extreme actually. You want to tell somebody how to fit radiators in, I don't know, 4 different rooms. And maybe the radiators are positioned in such a way that to describe how to fit the particular radiator, you're going to have to do each one as a separate email. So you put together a 5-part email series, and remember, you're plumber, plumber Leon. I'm going to be the plumber today. So the first email might be saying, here's the things that you need to have in order to be ready to fit 4 radiators. Let's say 1 in the lounge, 1 in the dining room, 1 in the bedroom, 1 in the kitchen, as 1 in the bathroom, as an example. So the first email is all about prep, and I might be telling the person who's opted into my mailing list to download a free report of whatever it is I've sent them or offered them. And then I've now got the autoresponder series. The first one says, here's the prep stuff you need. Here are the tools. Here's the kind of materials. The second email might be, here's what you need to do in terms of taking the existing radiator off the wall in a given room. The third email might be that, here's how you, I don't know, detach pipes or connect pipes, or maybe the new radiator doesn't quite fit with the old fittings, so therefore you need to think about a few other bits and bobs. And then the fourth one is all about how you get the new radiator on the walls, you get your central heating system all rigged up together, blah, 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 and you've finished it successfully. And so before you know it, you can have like a 5-part email series. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of what you can do. Now, the beauty of this is throughout, you're giving value, you're giving value. Now, I'm going to hold my hand up here. I wouldn't want to change the radiator, if I'm honest. I have done it before, actually. I'm not saying that because I had some fantastic result, but I actually have done that before. But what I'm saying is that maybe your customer sees whatever you do in your industry as something that is quite skilled, but having the autoresponder series has now put them in a more informed position. They now understand actually what's involved. But that doesn't mean that they want to change radiators in their home. Maybe it just means that actually they understand what's involved, but now they're in a better position to hire somebody. And that somebody might actually be you and your business, because you are the one giving them the free information, the valuable information that they were interested in. Is that right?
Yeah.
So look at your short email series. It is really a great way for people who are in your mailing list, and you keep them warm up until the point they actually say, actually, this is something I'm interested in. I'm going to hold my hand up, send a reply in, or phone the person who I've got the autoresponder from and ask them about whatever service they're talking about. So I think that probably explains the short series. Then we have a long series. So a long series is simply the same type of thing, but longer.
Yeah, simple as that.
And so the whole point of the series is that when you send out your autoresponders, you can send them out with a predetermined date. So you could say, as soon as somebody opts in, the first one goes. Then the second email goes the day after. The third email goes 2 days after. The fourth email goes the day after that one. So you can vary the length and the gaps in between the emails going out. And obviously this is something you can split test and measure whether or not this is something that will really work for you. So just to give you the slide, just so you're not just looking at me, here it is. So long series, right then. So let's move into what they should look like, Jack.
Yeah, so we've got content. So there's no limit on how many characters you should use. However, you need to make sure every line of your content provides value, and also to break your content into small, easy to read paragraphs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the right, there's an example of a email from Paul Mort. And this is just to give you an example of how Paul does his emails.
Yeah.
Now, these emails aren't, I wouldn't say perfect in grammar, spelling.
Yeah.
But the message is very clear when you're reading.
Yeah. I think the key thing here is that, and we got to have, or give a shout out to Paul Mort here. This is actually somebody I've followed on the mailing list. This guy writes with so much personality that you can't help but be intrigued by the content he puts together. And as Jack points out, it's not perfect grammar, but you know what? It's something that will engage you. And especially when you're writing and preparing your autoresponders, you know, add your personality, add the personality and culture of your business. If it's business, if it's just you on your own, you're a single person business entity, you know, don't think it all has to be formal. It has to be you, and however you have the culture in your business is how your marketing should be sent out. And, you know, that's really what you need to stick with so that you stay true to what you're about in your business, is what I'd say. Yeah, we've got the example of Paul Mort, really interesting guy. And part of it is, I mean, look at this, and good old flake book. And so, you know, he expands on things. There's a bit of humor in there. There's a bit of some extremities in there, which we've just kept this one clean today.
Yeah.
But what I would say is that, you know, have a play with your content and don't feel like you need to be stuck in a certain type of context. Okay, then Jack, on to our next one.
Yep. So we just got a little reminder that screen sizes are getting smaller. And more people are using mobile devices. So
I was going to say, my mobile phone's actually getting bigger.
Yeah, so you need to make sure your content is easy to read on all devices. I did think that screen size is getting small, maybe to put people are using devices that are a lot smaller than
a normal desktop or laptop. Yeah. Okay, cool.
But we're just going to scrape the surface on a few points that I've picked up whilst doing email responders and newsletters.
Yeah.
That you should use bullet points to create short, snappy benefits to your email. Use small size images that should be
decrease load time.
That's
increase. Increase engagement.
Yeah. And use a big font that's visible on desktop and mobile, because you've got to think you don't want people messing around on the phone trying to zoom in and out when you're trying to read content.
Yeah, what I would say is that when you're using things like MailChimp, Aweber, GetResponse, they all have mobile ready templates that you can use and edit. So it is, it's very user friendly these days to get the kind of things done that we're talking about. For people who are probably on the next level, they may want to, or they could already be looking at or using Infusionsoft. So that's something else that you can look at with autoresponders. But I think that wraps it up, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, and just the last point, to think about the length of your email for mobile devices.
Yeah.
How long do you think your readers will keep scrolling down your phone? And I just purposely put them in the bullet points just to reiterate the bullet number one.
Cool. I like that, Jack. Yeah. He's thinking about you guys, actually. Jack has put some effort into the design of this presentation today. So I hope you appreciate it, because I do. Okay, so we're going to wrap up and conclude. How should your email autoresponder look? We've covered that. Here's a conclusion. So now you have an insight into email autoresponders. If you'd like to take a look at how we use email autoresponders, follow the link as we're showing you on screen. We will put it into the description on the video as it is archived on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. The videos are growing weekly as we do the Hangouts, where you can get the free Google AdWords swipe file on that link. And as we have here, if you're determined to make this work, we are also here to help you if you need a helping hand. Remember, Ask the Young Cow every Wednesday, 1 p.m. UK time, ranges from about 10 minutes to what? 30 minutes, thereabouts. We really enjoy doing this, and like I say, if you've got any questions, any question, big, small, we don't care, we'll answer it. You will get something back, and it will be of use, of value, and it will help you out. We get comments on the videos, and so, if you want to leave a comment, please do that. If you want to hashtag us, use Twitter, and it's hashtag ATYC. Every Wednesday, I'm Leon Street, he's
Jack Rogers,
and we're in the house, and now we're out of here. So have a good day, take care, bye-bye.